What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Blerdkast Live, and happy Pride Month, everyone! Happy Pride Month. Welcome to the show. Sorry that we did not have last week's show. We had a little issue we had to take care of behind the scenes, but that's over with. And tonight we have a brand new episode. But before we begin, for those of you who are in the Atlanta area and you are familiar with Challenges Games and Comics, please go to the link in the description and donate to Challenges Games and Comics. They are in the middle of a weird situation, but we'll have more on that later in the show and next week. But before we start tonight's show, I'd like to go ahead and introduce my fine panel of subject matter experts. I'd like to start to my immediate right, Ms. Babayagaha. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Beauty Babayagaha on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I am a cosplayer and Power Rangers lore expert. I like to say I'm a Power Rangers theologian.
Okay, awesome. Great to have you on the show again. Let's go ahead and go with the Blerd Explorer. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, what's up, y'all? My name's Philip. I go by the Blerd Explorer on TikTok and Instagram. My theme is Black travel, Black gaming, Black food, Black teacher, Black writer, all Black everything.
Awesome. We're gonna jump down and introduce my buddy Isiah. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Isiah, cosplayer. I'm on Agent Meep on Instagram and main character Ish14 on TikTok. Content creator, teacher, you name it, I probably have done it.
Awesome. Thank you for coming back to the show. And last but not least, welcome to the show for the first time, Miss Jetti. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. Like I said, I am Miss Jetti. I'm a cosplayer, huge Power Ranger fan, watcher, enthusiast. I do cosplay Power Rangers. I cosplay a lot of different things. And I'm also the founder of Ranger Boom Baltimore, a new Ranger convention in Baltimore City.
Awesome. It is finally awesome to have you officially on the show for the first time. So thank you for just taking this time out. I know you are very busy right now. So again, just thank you so much. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and get into it. So since it is Pride Month, we have so many different topics to talk about, and I just want to go ahead and jump right into it. Let's go ahead and talk about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Miss Babayagaha, I know you have a couple of things you'd like to say about that.
I think Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is definitely exciting that it's a month. One of my friends told me that it's been a month since 1994, and Pride has only been a month since 1999. So they've both been doing their business for a while. But yeah, it's being weaponized by homophobes to try and pretend that we can't talk about Pride because it's more important to talk about men's mental health. And I was like, hey, man, it's not a competition. Two things can be important at the same time.
No, I agree. It can be important, especially for someone like myself. I'm a Black gay man, and I suffer from mental health issues from being a Black gay man within this country. And the fact that I saw the video that we're kind of joking about that you posted, and the fact that you had to address it because it was being weaponized in that way. It's like, come on, we live in the year of our Lord 2026, and we still have to go through these things. Multiple things are allowed to coexist at the same time, and intersectionality is a thing. Like you can be gay and still advocate for men's mental health awareness or just mental health in general. But since we are on the subject of mental health, I would like to open this concept up to the entire board. Mental health in queer spaces, period. How is your mental health, and how do each of you deal with your mental health?
I guess I'll go first because mine is a little bit unique. For those who don't know, I'm one of the very rare, basically the shiny Pokemon LGBTQ space, aka the trans attracted guy. So I deal with the dolls. And also shout out Happy Juneteenth too, because Juneteenth month as well, so it's coming up very soon.
Yeah.
Because like I said, multiple things can happen more than once. We could do two or more things, but mental health wise, it can be challenging for us, especially in this type of space, because one, there ain't a lot of us. I mean, there are trans attracted guys who date trans women, but it's like who openly do it, who are living the truth. Like it has been a challenge to deal with that, even in a place like Atlanta. One of the challenges, I'm sure we'll talk about later. Okay, personally, I don't care what people say or think about who I date, right? But let's be real, we're all human. Sometimes it does get under your skin at times, especially as a black man. Because obviously, I'm sure you all heard the story. You all seen the stories about like hearing how, especially in the 2010s, right? You seen about insert rapper or some random black guy got accused messing with a trans woman. People got in the clown him for that shit, right? Like nowadays, I'm 35, so now it doesn't really bug me that much. But sometimes you do let your guard down. It does get to you at times. But sometimes, like, damn, I wish I don't have to deal with this. But I think what helps me keep it grounded is one, I'm in a support group with other guys like me called Men Like Us. So it's a support group for black men, other men who are trans attracted. So seeing black men who are dealing with the same situations, and one of them who's actually married to a trans woman, that's kind of like helped me keep navigate through things because it feels like I have a space where I can talk to people about this stuff.
Awesome. That's awesome. We're gonna go back into that a little bit more, but do you have any support groups for anyone who is trans attracted and looking for support? Do you have any groups that you could recommend to anyone?
Yes, one of the group is a Facebook group called Men Like Us. You can also find them on IG as well. You guys on his TikTok too. It's run by a brother named Christopher. He's a brother who's from Milwaukee. He recently moved to Atlanta a few months ago from Houston, Texas. And again, just for me personally, like I thought I was the only guy out there, and he told a story like he runs to like I think like, oh, I'm the only guy who's also trans attracted. You feel me? And then seeing that helped me. This is back in 2020 during lockdown because discovering this group, it was a podcast too. Having a group where other men who had similar stories, who deal with the same insecurities, talking about, and also, especially when it comes to the day when I do introduce my trans partner, when I have one to my family and friends, I know it's going to come up with its own unique challenges and such. But knowing that I got support group, other men who's been in that same boat, where you got some family members who are going to support, who don't care, and others who are going to lose their shit. So just having that support group helps a lot.
Awesome. Anybody else want to pick up the question? Yep. Okay, cool. So we'll move on to our next topic. So the Nerdy Spaces series is a series where we welcome people from different aspects of nerd culture. And tonight we're doing queer people in nerdy spaces. Every single one on the panel, including myself, we are queer individuals who are actively making a difference within our own nerdy communities. And I would like to go around the panel and have everyone just promote themselves and tell everybody what it is you specifically do in the nerdy space, in your specific nerdy space, and what events you might have coming up. And I would like to start with Miss Jetti.
Yeah, so I have Ranger Boom Baltimore coming up, a Power Rangers themed convention in the city. It's brand new this year. Yeah, I just kind of thought about how I wanted to bring, I don't know if everyone's been to Ranger Stop in Atlanta and Orlando, but it's just a good time to be able to hang out with some of your favorite actors. And I just reached out to them and kind of decided I wanted to bring that same kind of vibe and energy to Baltimore City. And it's been definitely a challenge, but it's been fun.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about Ranger Boom Baltimore. When is it? Where can people get tickets? And who can we expect to see?
It's August 8th of this year from 10 to 6. It's Saturday, August 8th. And it's at the Lord Baltimore Hotel in the city. You can go ahead and pretty much just like, you can get tickets at rangerboom.com or rangerboombaltimore.com. Oh, no?
I know it's August 8th.
I think we lost James.
Okay. We'll get her back soon. But we have some of your graphics up right here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So we've actually gotten a couple more actors since that one. So we've actually booked Austin and Brandon J. McLaren, and let's see, I don't think I can send a new one, but yeah. So August 8th this year, you can buy your tickets. Oh yeah, there's the new one at rangerboom.com. And you can get your tickets there. You can also get them that'll lead you to the Eventbrite, which is where the tickets are. We just wanted to make it like really accessible to everyone in the city and just kind of have a good time for people who love Ranger fans and who don't have the means, to be able to travel to Atlanta or Orlando or even Philadelphia, to get to Ranger Stop, or even the West Coast for Power Morphicon. So I just wanted to bring that vibe here and just kind of have a good time.
Awesome. James, we lost you there. You was about to say something.
I'm not sure if it was me, but it looked like Jetti disappeared. So I was trying to cover, but I didn't have as much information as her.
All right, gotcha. I think we covered it, but you have anything to add? Because I know you're going to be there also.
I am going to be there. I am super excited about this because there's going to be so many great actors there, and all of my friends are going to be there, and we're going to have a blast.
Awesome. I really hope I can make it out there myself beginning of August. That's going to be a fun time. And I've never technically actually been to the city limits of Baltimore, so that would be a nice trip to do.
It's a good time. Baltimore is so much fun. So we want to welcome everybody.
It's a grand time.
I'm telling you, a lot of the actors also haven't even been to Baltimore before, so this will be their first time. And we want to make sure we show them a good time so they continue to come back.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is awesome. Now I know you said you have you got some new guests that are coming, but are there even more guests that you're reaching out to that you haven't confirmed yet? I know you probably can't say their names until they're confirmed, but are you reaching out to more guests?
Oh.
Nope. Okay.
Hey, give me 1 second.
Okay. While we're doing that, someone else has another con they like to promote, Mr. Isiah.
Sure do. And just having a moment there because hey, I'm neurodivergent. It happens. Vocal stem. When she said Baltimore, I immediately thought about the Cosby Show, and so you was in Baltimore having big fun. And so I'm sorry, it just happens that way. But yes, we definitely have a con coming this way in the magic city of Birmingham, Alabama, on June the 20th, 2026. The African American Comic Book Expo, Hero Academy, June 20th, 2026, from 12 to 5. It will be at the A.G. Gaston Boys and Girls Building. I think you got the graphic. Yep, it is right there. Tickets are $20. They're going big and strong. We plan to have a wonderful time. This is the one and only Black con in the state of Alabama. The first and only Black con in the state of Alabama. And so we try to do and with this con, we aim to not only just celebrate the African American nerdy experience, but also bring people into the culture, into the space that have never had an experience in that culture and space as well. Also within this, we decided with this con to make it where we actually can be our authentic Black selves. Because we know oftentimes when we go to other conventions, you have to fight for a space.
Right.
Or you oftentimes have to dumb down your Blackness. Not at this con. It's going to be Black.
Okay.
It's going to be Black. We got food vendors. We have some special guests coming as well too. Then on top of that, we got some performances. We have a DJ. We got a 360 booth. You name it, we probably might have it there. We got some. When I say the food vendors are off the chain, I've been speaking from experience from last year. The food vendors were, amazing. Like they can they can cook. In Alabama, you're gonna definitely eat real well. So, it is definitely a time. If you're able to make it, we were glad to have you. And so that's it. That's it for me.
All right, perfect. Phil, you've been writing some books. I've been hearing.
Yes. So for those who know, I've been writing books since 2020. I wrote my very first book called The Black Trials Guide to Incheon, South Korea. This was a city I was living in the city of Incheon at the time during lockdown, so I had free time to kill. So I wrote that book, and then my book 2 was The Black Trials Guide to Daegu, South Korea. Both of those 2 books are no longer available because this year, back in March of this year, I published my 3rd and 4th book called The Black Trials Guide to South Korea and The Black Trials Guide to Thailand, Siem Reap, Cambodia. So my ebooks were, if you ever heard the story of the book called The Green Book by Victor Hugo Green, it was a Black Trial Guide, but it was created during the Jim Crow era, but it was more of a survival tool, or literally meant the difference between life and death. Where my book is like, it wasn't inspired by it, but it's like a fun version of it. I'm sure you'll pull the graphic very soon on the book covers, but the ebooks are available right now. And also, I may have ideas for book number 5 in the process too. That I may be starting within the next year or two.
I've talked to you in private about this, but I cannot wait for you to do this, but like in Atlanta, about the cons that you've been attending and going to. Right. I can't wait for that book and or vlog to come out. There it
is. Yes, that is a South Korea book. I worked on that book for almost 5 years, I would say. And the Thailand book, the next one you'll see coming up, that's a cover right there. You can find the ebooks available where you find ebooks, Amazon, Google Play Store, Apple Store, wherever it may be. That actually happened because, I got food poisoning while in Bangkok, Thailand, back in 2023. I think it was like my first or second night there. I ended up getting food poisoning, and then while stuck in the hotel room or watching The Last of Us debuting at the time, right? The idea kind of inspired me to write because, one, I seen a lot of Black folk coming through here or hearing about it. Somebody's like, you know what? No one's really wrote a Black child guide book, so let me do it. So I started doing the Thailand book. And then in 2024, I started to check out Siem Reap, Cambodia, because I heard some TikTok friends of mine talking about it. I'm like, all right, let me check it out. Fell in love with the country, the culture, the people. And I'm like, let me make it a 2-for-1. So that's how it became like a 2-for-1, Thailand, Siem Reap, Cambodia. Like I said, both books are available now. Physical books will probably come later, but I'm also getting ready to start over a Indiegogo campaign to raise funds for physical copies of the ebooks. So you want to support that, then follow me on the Blerd Explorer on TikTok and IG to learn more about that. But also at the time of recording this, so this Saturday on June 13th, I'm going to be at a vendor at the Shop Black Fest here in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you want to check it out, like I said, it's called Shop Black Fest. It's a nationwide event where basically a lot of Black-owned businesses, vendors get to, advertise, promote their goods and services. And I'll be out there selling my ebooks at exclusive vendor prices. I got deals over there, so you want to come through, check it out.
Perfect. That is awesome. I will try to come and pop out this weekend because there's a lot of Juneteenth events happening. So I'm gonna try to.
Yes. Let me get that address. Hold on. I have to pull it up real quick. It said at the historic something. What was it at? So the event, it is at the historic 4th Ward Skate Park. That's what they said it was. So like I said, the event's called Shop Blackfest. You can Google it, and like I said, Shop Blackfest Atlanta. It's this Saturday from 1 to 6. It's free to event.
Perfect. All right, perfect. Miss Babayagaha, I know you have had a very interesting past couple of weeks. You did Ranger Stop and Pop. You just released your vlog from RSP today, I believe. And if you haven't checked out, please go check out her vlog from RSP. It's very interesting. A lot of people like different types of sandwiches, and I questioned what a sandwich was at one point of the video. So why don't you tell us what was your experience like at Ranger Stop and Pop this year? What were some of the things you were excited to see, and what is your overall opinion of the state of this year's con now that it's under new management?
Well, as always, the thing I'm most excited about is seeing my friends. I was really excited about, the cons and the actors and the shopping and everything the first couple times I went, but then it just becomes like, this is one of like 4 or 5 times a year I get to see these people, and I just get so excited about seeing all my buddies. But I mean, I love that con. It's one of my favorite ones. I know there was a lot of nervous energy about the new ownership, that it might be wildly different. I think that it's probably going to be a little more different next year, because this was kind of the transition, the handoff. It was a little slower, which I think is a perfect storm. It's a PMC year. Other cons always lose some attendance in PMC years because everybody's doing that. The economy is kind of in the gutter. They announced that it was over last year, and then maybe didn't advertise enough that it wasn't over because they sold it to somebody. So could have been a little busier, but I think everybody that went had a good time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the new owner does with it. And I mean, I'm definitely going to be there next year. I got really nervous. I'm doing interviews now. That's my new thing. I'm trying to do interviews, and I consider myself to be really bad at it. Everyone says I'm good at it, but it's nerve-wracking. It's a lot easier.
It is, right? It is, right?
It's a lot easier to sit in a room by yourself and talk to your camera and imagine that it's thousands of people than it is to talk to one person with a microphone. And usually someone that I have, a lot of respect for, or maybe like a little nerd crush on. So that definitely doesn't help. But everybody, all of those actors are just so delightful. Everybody that I talked to was wonderful. They had some really great answers to my questions. I had a lot of fun talking to them, and hopefully I'll do more interviews in the future.
Yes, please do more interviews. I could tell you were a little nervous, but I get that, like, especially at Ranger Stop and Pop, because for me, it's hard for me to be on camera with like people who I grew up watching, like in my favorite show, and you're sitting there and you have prepared questions, but then you just like, oh no, butterflies, or the 6-year-old inside of you reaches out and is like, hey, Catherine Sutherland, let's talk about the power of pink for a second while you're in the middle of doing an interview for a documentary. So stuff like that does happen. I definitely understand your where you're coming from. It is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It is definitely nerve-wracking. But if I can offer some advice, just keep doing it. You're good at it. Just keep doing it.
Yeah, it'll only get better. So
that's awesome. Now, before we move on to the next topic, I do want to bring up the fact that every single one of us cosplay. So I would like to just go around the room and everyone just say, what is your favorite character to cosplay as and why? Y'all don't have to answer it at once. I'll pick Isiah since I haven't started with you. You go ahead and go first.
Sure. So I'm stuck. I'm torn between two. The two that I've been kind of flipping back and forth would be Blue Toad. That just no coincidence because Gloria Blue is my favorite color, so that's been my favorite one. And because number one, he's always been a supporter and a helper. So if you like Mario, he's the support guy, he's the helper. So, and also he's very animated and dramatic. So that's why for Toad for me. And also the other one that was a hit, that I did for the first time was Arthur Reed.
Who are you gonna say that?
So yeah, now Arthur Reed was a hit. I've definitely had fun doing it at BlerdCon. I bought it to Momo. It was a hit. The main thing everybody kept asking me for was the fist. So I don't know why people take a joy out of seeing somebody hit a little girl, but okay, people are weird, but all right. If you ask for the fist, I give you the fist. All right, I'll do the little shaking of the fist. It's fine.
But it's just for the meme. It's just for the
meme. It's just for the meme. I understand. I get it. Trust me. But for me personally, Arthur connects with me in more ways than one. And because number one, I actually do have a little sister, so that's the interesting thing. And then two, the show itself, being that I actually lived the show in a way, because number one, I'm now a Mr. Ratburn in a case. In this case, I am a teacher. So I understand it in actually reading the books as a kid growing up. So like, hey, why not? And to be honest about it, Arthur really came about for me to take it to BlerdCon because I did it first for my students at school, because we was doing, it was our Spirit Week and we were supposed to do storybook characters. And so I picked Arthur. And so when I came into the school, I had an Arthur book and I was playing the Arthur theme song and I had to hit everything on. And the kids was like, oh my God. And they recognized who I was. So that was fun.
Okay. That's awesome. We're gonna go back to that in a second. Let's go around to Miss Jetti. What is your favorite character to cosplay as and why?
So it's so hard for me to choose that, but I will say I love cosplaying as Kendrick's Lost Galaxy Pink, because not a lot of people do it, and it's one of my favorites. But then also, I think I really love, honestly, my Wonder Woman cosplay from the movies, the DCEU. It's just like what they did and like reinventing her costume instead of just like fabric into armor is just phenomenal. And I love bringing that powerful character to life, you know, in a sense, and just kind of having that and wearing it around cons and stuff like that. It's so awesome to see people do that. And then also being black while I do it, you know, it's another pretty cool thing. It's such an amazing cosplay, and I've had it for about 5 years now, and I love being able to just bring that out every now and again. The only thing I don't do now is I don't wear the heels anymore, but I bought tennis shoes to rock with it. But otherwise, I love the Wonder Woman cosplay. It's such a good time, and the cosplay's sick. So
It is very sick. I wish I had there she go. I wish I had a picture of it, but I used it for the promo for Miss Jetti. Her Wonder Woman cosplay is amazing, and I have a couple of questions to ask her when she comes back. But Miss Babayagaha, what is your favorite character to cosplay and why?
So I mean, everyone else picked two. As Isiah was saying, there's some about blue. One of my favorite ones I've ever done is Mystique. I did the comic book Mystique, but I got a prosthetic of the like scales from the movie, which was really, really fun because it made the face read a lot better visually than just me being kind of like pasty and blue. But yeah, that's just with the slit skirt and everything. That's so much fun. And it's really exciting to get the full thing on and be like, oh, it really came together. And then honestly, Cosmic Fury Red from Power Rangers is one that I really, really love. Partially because Hunter Dino, who plays the character, is a delightful person, and I always go talk to her and we take pictures, and she's so sweet. But also, it's really comfortable. I really did a lot of like the male Power Rangers outfits without the skirts because I was like, nah, you know, I don't want to be like the girl ranger, conform to gender stereotypes. That was my first one that I did that has the skirt, and the realization that it's so much easier to do everything. Like you can go to the bathroom really easily, you know, you could get it on and off way easier. It doesn't like ride up or be weird in as many ways. And then the shoulder armor that's kind of like referencing the original Green Ranger look is really fun. And I put a lot of work into that one. I made the shoulder armor myself. I made one version and then I made a second one. And I'm probably gonna do a third one someday. But just like I feel a lot of pride wearing it. I think it looks really good and it's really comfortable. And also first full season red female ranger. So that's exciting too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, do you exclusively cosplay as Power Ranger characters, or do you have something outside of Power Rangers that you cosplay as too?
Mystique.
Yeah, that's right. You did say that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm multitasking.
I have a bunch of other cosplays, and they've kind of been in hibernation because I'm having a hard time with the organization of my space. This is my new studio, so hopefully I'm going to be moving my costumes in here and be making more content with my cosplays. But I have a bunch of like Star Wars cosplays. I have some superhero stuff. I have some Disney stuff. And then just like a couple random characters that I really like from just obscure things. So yeah, I have a lot. I just don't wear them as much.
I hope to have that problem one day. I really hope to have that problem. Miss Jetti, before you left, I was saying that I love your Wonder Woman cosplay. I love how it looks on you, and it was like my favorite picture of yours to use for your promo. That and your what was it? The pink. Oh my God, why am I being a bad nerd today? The Pink Beetle cosplay.
Yeah,
that one looks really good.
Yeah.
Did you 3D print and make all of the parts yourself for both of those?
Yeah. I did. I am in the well, the Wonder Woman one I paid for. That was like my first ever like big cosplay, and I was like, oh, I want to pay for it, so I did that. But the Blue Beetle or the Pink Beetle, yeah, I did make. I'm actually in the process of making the Wasp from the Marvel movies. I just love her fit so much. It's so sick. And then also, I'm always printing Power Ranger helmets, but I'm also putting together a pink Pink Power Ranger Jetti for this Saturday. I'm going to debut it, so it's coming together. I'm almost got it ready.
Please
It'll
send
be
me a
like a
picture.
Ranger Slayer Sith Lord type deal.
Please send me a picture of that. I love like fusion amalgamation cosplays, and like I've been wanting to see like a Power Ranger / like Star Wars cosplay for the longest time. So make the 6-year-old me happy and send me a picture when you debut that one. Before I forget, Phil, what is your favorite character to cosplay as and why?
Me. So I've only done 2 so far. So my first one was I went as a Hufflepuff last year for Halloween, and also for DreamHack 2025. And then recently for MomoCon, I went as Dutch from Black Lagoon. And geez, I think I would say so far, I would definitely have to say Hufflepuff would have the Hufflepuff cosplay. Here's the one I got right here. Is definitely my all-time favorite cosplay that I did. One, because I also am a Potterhead, and also I'm definitely Hufflepuff house for sure. Best house in Hogwarts. But it was just definitely a lot of fun. Definitely got a lot of feedback, especially on Halloween from the parents and the kids too. So that was definitely a lot of fun for that. I definitely really enjoyed doing the Dutch cosplay for sure, especially after when I finally sat down to watch Black Lagoon a while back for like the very first time. And I'm like, yeah, I got to cosplay this character. And definitely for sure has been fun. Now, again, what inspired me to get into cosplay for me was going to Dragon Con last year, seeing all the black cosplayers at the Blerd photo shoot that we did last year. That was me getting cosplay.
Okay, I swear you. Okay. And again, I told you back when you was in Korea, once you come to Atlanta and you like get around us, and you see what we're doing, it's just gonna be a floodgate. And now look at you. Like I saw you at MomoCon, you was hustling. I saw you.
Yep.
Black Lagoon is awesome. I actually should rewatch that.
It is. That was like Black Lagoon has been on my anime backlog for like years. I don't know how long. It's been there for a very hot minute. I finally sat down and watched it. I think during my winter break, and I'm like, yeah, no, I loved it. Had a great time with the character, the cast, especially saw Dutch. I'm like, you know what? I knew about Dutch, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should cosplay. I had the hype for it, so I'm like, why not do it?
Awesome. Guy in the chair, bring that last comment back up. I would like to actually ask that. That was actually a good question. So question for everybody. If anyone would like to answer, from the live chat, have you found it easier to exist in as a queer person in nerdy spaces? Anyone want to take this question?
I find it easier. I'll say in Ranger spaces, it's very cool and very welcoming. You have some some fandoms that aren't as welcoming, but I'd say in general, like the smaller fandoms are the way to go, or fandoms that actively promote like their queer characters. It's always a good time. But yeah, I don't think I've necessarily had any problems in certain spaces. I think also we have BlerdCon here in DC, which they, they are very, very big on accepting everybody, queer, straight, no matter what. Like if you're there for a good time and to celebrate nerd culture. So I think that at least around here, that space kind of brings everyone together.
I will agree. BlerdCon up in Arlington, Virginia, they are very accepting and opening. And I actually didn't think they would be when it came to LGBTQ, because of how Black culture is and how, that's a whole rabbit hole. But no, they're very accepting. For me, I find like any space that's not on the internet is where you get most of the trolls and people trying to hassle you for just existing. But when you're actually at a con, like everybody's just happy to be at the con and to be in that space, to be in a safe space. Like the Black Geeks and MomoCon shoot that we did. Oh my God, that turned chaotic and also awesome and exciting at the same time. Everybody was singing, dancing, and laughing. The content creators were content creating, and and people doing backflips and stuff. It was just a bop to be in, and like nobody was being judgmental. It was just hot. It was just a small space, but we made it the best thing, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And since we have that question, I'm going to bring this up from the outline. This is one of the topics I kind of wanted to get into. Something that I've kind of been hearing at the con spaces when I've been interacting and trying to interview other guests. I'm not going to bring up the person's name in question, but they gave me this idea about having a talking point where we talk about queer people who exist in heteronormative roles in society, i.e., teachers, firefighters, whatever the case may be, military for that matter. It seems that a lot of people, especially today, are trying to make their space homo-free, if that makes sense, and defining that what gay people can be and what they can be. And I just want to ask everyone, if you want to talk about it, what is your day job, and do you want to talk about some of the issues you face within your day job? I know two of you are teachers. I know one of you is a firefighter. So I do have some questions I would like to ask you all about that. So I would like to start with my teachers. Isiah, Phil, since I know both of you are male Black queer teachers, and I know not only is there a shortage of Black teachers in the education system, especially within the South, there's a rhetoric that you can't be a gay teacher in the South and teach children, especially like elementary age kids. Have any of you faced any rhetoric of that nature, or does your queerness even come in to play when it comes to your actual occupation? I know that was a lot.
For me, no. I think because one, I don't talk about it, and plus some of the parents don't know about it yet. That's the thing. So that's a big one. But I won't be lying. I'll be lying to say sometimes I do have that concern, because let's be real, teachers are being attacked because, especially by the right, they're in a typical fascist play, but they blame teachers for the problems of society. And I'm like, now for me personally, there's especially the whole belief that teachers are trying to indoctrinate the kids to be gay or trans. Meanwhile, I'm like, bruh, I can't even get the kids to wash their hands or bring a pencil to school.
Thank you.
It's like, how the fuck can I get a kid to be gay if I can't get the kids to charge their Chromebooks or bring a textbook to school? Man, I can't even do that shit. Like, if I had that power, first, indoctrinate the kids to wash your hands with soap and water. That's the first thing I would do if I had that power. Second thing, no, change it up. Return the pencil that they stole from the teacher. That's what I'll use that power of indoctrination for. Now, again, my thing is, being a trans and trying to goddamn trans woman, obviously in the media, trans folk have been the ops. Before it was gay folks, now it's the ops. Because because obviously you need the boogeyman. The right needs the boogeyman. Before it was gay people. Now, especially in the 2010s, when trans people somehow started to get more of a name in social media and like in the media and whatnot, that's when they became the enemy. Public enemy number one for no goddamn reason, even though statistically more conservative men have done more harm to kids than trans folk or gay folk, but we don't want to talk about that.
I want to talk about that, but I got you.
Yeah, but my thing is, though, it's more so like, say, for example, if I'm with a trans person, we're out on a date on the Beltline, and I run across one of my students. Students, let's be real, kids, they do not care about person's dating preferences. They're going to ask, why are you still single? Ask me how I know. Because, okay, so true story. This happened, February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. I'm walking with one of my fourth graders, and we're talking, and she asked me, Mr. Rux, do you have a girlfriend? I'm like, no, not yet. How old are you? Oh, I'm 34 at the time. I was 34. And she looks at me like, Mr. Rux, how are you 34 and how are you 37 and still single? Like, bro, that night I ate my feelings. Like, that hurt more than anything. But, like, let's be real. Like, kids really do not care about person dating preferences, who they date. They have questions because, again, their kids are curious, but at the end of the day, they're not really going to care. Because kids are going to know if they like your teacher. If they like the teacher, they like them for who they are. And when I'm at work, I'm in professional mode, I'm in teacher mode. I ain't worried about what's happening at home or what's in my personal life until I'm on break. You feel me? But that's just me. So Yes, exactly. Like that's more concerned about the kids more than anything. Like, how are you not married? Like doesn't make any sense. Mrs. Lee is married. Mr. Jones is married, but how are you not married, Mr. Phil? Like make that make sense. But again, it's just more so the fact that when it will most likely happen, I run to one of my students, and one parent might be cool, but let's be real, some parents are going to lose their shit. That the fact I'm dating a trans woman. Majority of parents, they're not going to really care because, listen, they got bills to pay. They ain't worried about that shit. But there's going to be that one parent who's going to lose their shit that I'm dating a transgender, I'm trying to adopt the kids to be trans. I'm like, it will happen, but at the same time, like, hey, I'll confront it, I'll defend my partner all day, every day. And then I'll tell the parent, like, listen, sir, ma'am, your child is failing behind. They barely can read. How the fuck and you're more concerned about somebody being trans, trying to be adopting your kids to be trans? Like some of these kids can't read. I had a second grader who can't read, doesn't know his ABCs, and you worry about somebody being trans. Make that make sense.
I want to address the last comment that just popped up in relation to something you said at the beginning.
Yep.
You said you don't really talk about your sexuality, and I understand you do teach at the grade school level. But you said something about like a lot of parents don't know or you don't talk about that to the parents. Is that something that you fear doing, or is it just something that's just unnecessary that you
it's really just unnecessary. Like if it happens, like you say, when I'm public, you see a teacher out in public, then it happens. Or if by God they come across my social media handle, right, and they see it, then and they find out, it's like okay, then there might be a problem. Now again, I think I'll be okay because one. I think probably what someone has safety in is because of the fact that I'm a black male teacher, first and foremost. So like, let's be real. You have to really fuck up to lose your job or get rid. Because let's be real, how rare we are that black men actually want to be in the school, work with kids. So I think that, and also the staff members, people who I work with, are going to be cool and got my back. You feel me? Plus, I got a couple of gay, lesbian, bi, teachers work at my school too, so I'll be all right.
Okay, Isiah, anything you want to add to that?
Almost definitely.
Okay,
now, Phil, I want for context purposes, where
Sure.
area are you an educator in?
I'm in Atlanta, so.
Are you in Atlanta? So that now you okay. Now I'm gonna preface this why I'm saying this. I am in the Black Belt area of Alabama. So that gives this gives you the historical areas of Selma, Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. There's a lot of Bible and religion toting heavy area of the state of Alabama. So when you take that into the account, for me personally, I don't have to bring it up.
Right, same.
It's not nothing to me to discuss because number one, honestly and truly, this is why I tell people sometimes you don't have to ask a question when you already know that. Why ask a rhetorical question when you already know the answer? Then on top of that, I give you visual clues in my room to let you know what it is and what it ain't. If you see that your child comes home every day with colored paper for homework, if you see that if you come in my classroom, there's LED lights, there's a rainbow lay behind my desk, there's colored pencils everywhere. I give you a bunch of everything is colorful and magical. That shouldn't give you no indoctrination that he might play for the other team. I mean, and on top of that, I'm the kind of teacher where I'm just gonna be me. I have a marching band background. I got a theater background. I got and I'm a church kid. So at the same time, all those different personalities, I consume a lot of content. So in a random given moment, I may, and like I said, and all those vocal stems in my head, yeah, the kids pick it up. Trust me. I'm gonna tell you like this. I've had an experience. What it was, when I was teaching in the middle school sector, actually, I taught 6th grade. I actually had a kid who tell you how kids be paying attention and be FBI agents on the low, NCIA agents on the low, because they go and screenshot and find stuff.
Right.
So one of the kids ended up finding my personal Instagram. And on my personal Instagram, I think it was for Pride Month, like in 2019, and I had made a whole status, you know, just pretty much it was being me coming open to the world. And one of the kids, it got around, this kid screenshotted it, got around the room, got around the school. And because let me tell you how messy these children are, they started a whole T page.
Wow.
And my face ended up winding up on the T page. And they had my picture with my status, with my caption from Instagram, next to it, and it had a whole little thing about saying some stuff about me as well. Was I hurt? Of course. And here's the crazy part about it. I know which student of mine did it. They denied it. Mama covered up for them. But at the end of the day, but guess what I found out too? Here it is, years later down the line. Come to find out, you've been in the high school bathroom getting slutted out by the basketball team. How you like them? And you got the nerve to talk about me?
Okay.
Oh yes. But you worried about me. You worried about a grown. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I deal with the reality of the situation. I don't sugarcoat nothing.
Right. What in the Abbott Elementary Pride Month episode that just here?
Yeah, and you know, and see, even with on the elementary side, I put it to you like this, and I'm just gonna be real. The kids are not going to get another black male educator until they potentially get to middle school if they're either high school. And so when you have those black male teachers at the lower level, praise them, appreciate them, regardless of whatever going on there. First of all, I am here to do a job.
Right.
I'm with your child for 180 something odd days, from 7 something to 3 something, sometimes 4 if they have after school.
Thank you.
I am with your child all day. I have to deal with your child's emotions. I have to deal with your child not being fed. I have to be with your child making sure they academically sound. I have to deal with them, make sure they're spiritually grounded. I got to deal with their mental and emotional health, and making sure they okay to just simply exist in my class, knowing that everybody else in this classroom probably gonna pick on them because they ain't got the latest Jordans on, probably because they ain't got an iPhone, but maybe because they didn't get on PlayStation Network last night, or they got shot up on the game or something. I had to take all that into account, and I got not only your child to deal with, I got 24 plus other children to deal with too.
Yep.
So you really think that you as an adult, or I really think as an adult, even a child, you got time to be worried about what I do after 3:30 when I drive out that parking lot?
Exactly. Like, listen, like you said, listen, my kids know me as a nerdy guy. Like, they know I'm in anime. I wear anime shirts at school and stuff like this. Like, they're more cool with the fact that, like, they probably think I'm cool with the fact that I watch Demon Slayer and stuff like that. And I like do anime and gaming over the fact that if I date a trans woman, right?
Right.
And
so
like
it's funny that you mention that.
Season 3, I'm in teacher mode. I'm looking at my lesson plan, I'm looking at the standards, what we got to do, and then like when that 3 o'clock hits, I'm done. I ain't worried about you. I ain't worried about them until the next Monday or the next day. Like, exactly. I just want to work. I just want to clock in, pay my bills, go to these anime cons, maybe go occasional ballroom, and stuff like that. I ain't worried about trying to do anything with kids. Like, listen, I'm too tired, too exhausted to even try that. I already got like dozens. I'm an ESOL teacher, for those who know, English second language teacher. That's my thing. Ooh. I ain't got the time nor the patience to try to indoctrinate or turn the kid trans or gay. Like, I got hundreds of some kids to deal with, report cards and all that crap. Like, what? Why do I?
Like, we have too much other stuff to do. Like you said, it is mentally taxing. Like, to be honest about it, when I get off work, when I drive, when I tell you, even going back to the mental health thing, I appreciate their car rides in silence so much.
Yes, oh my fucking God.
Even if you're not in the field of education, that car ride in silence when you didn't clocked out.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
And to my and I'm gonna bring everybody in to make it for everybody feel included, because you know that car ride in silence, and then you didn't hit. Then if you got to whatever your indulgence is, you know, you may have smoked you a little piece of that black and mild before you went into work, and a little piece of black and mild in that ashtray, or you got that little bit of that roach left, or whatever you do, and you got your moment to woo. And on top of that, I don't even like making decisions after work. After dealing with work, I don't have too much time. I really don't have time to sit up there and trying to indoctrinate no child into anything. I'm mostly trying to worry about, can they add, can they subtract, can they simply write their name?
Right.
Do they even know their name?
Do they know how the ABCs? Can they
do you know the Muffin Man? Please. Something.
Please. Like
I got too much other fish to fry for you to be sitting up and worried about what I do in the privacy of my home on my own time.
With another consenting adult of age appropriate. Like, why would I?
Why? And
like everybody's listening.
Why are you worried?
Right. I'm teacher tired majority of the week anyway.
Oh.
Like as soon as I really go out on the weekends and like I just want to go sleep and chill out on the weekends most of the times. Like I am too tired, too exhausted to do anything.
I'm sorry, Mark. We sorry.
Yes,
sorry.
sir.
No, it's cool. I see this is a really deep, passionate subject, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put a note for make teachers only in nerdy spaces, and we're gonna go there.
Oh, I would definitely down. I would love to do that.
Because
basically, okay, for those who don't know, so I've just finished my first year as a teacher, and basically, I am thinking my life. I'm basically like an IRL version of Gregory from Abbott Elementary. That's basically my life right now.
Oh my God.
And yes, I looked into the teacher cam more times than I can count in a single day.
Speaking of teaching and whatnot, so actually, I kind of got like my classroom kind of went viral on TikTok a little bit. I didn't even do nothing. All I did was I ended up just showing my class a little bit of One Piece, and I recorded just the intro, and that video got 143,000 views just for them watching the show. And I didn't expect it to get that attention, but and from me showing that, I didn't realize how even my little girls in my class were so impressed and so enthralled. Like some of them even came to me, Mr. Perry, thank you for showing me this, because now when I get home, I have something to watch now. I said, baby, you on a long journey. You're going to start with One Piece.
Right. No, I get that.
I'm sure some of them be graduating college by the time they catch up to wherever the manga or the anime is at right now.
Because I know I get what you mean. Because earlier this year for like Career Day, we were originally supposed to do Black History Month, but stuff happened, so we switched to Women's History Month. We brought in Robbie, aka RJ, from of the Seventh Kingdom, a Black woman who created her own manga series. She came in and she spoke with the kids, and after she left, a lot of both the kids and the staff gave her glowing reviews. Came up to me like, "Yo, I brought in a great guest." Kids kept asking her so many questions, almost like being a Black writer, being a filmmaker, all this stuff, and the fact that she made her own anime and made her own manga just expand that mind. And that's something I want to do. And like, hopefully next school year, my goal personally, if I can, I don't know if I can, I would love to try to do a field trip with the 5th graders. We can bring them to MomoCon or some anime convention. Or if not, I'd probably start our own con at the school or something like that. I don't know. I want to try to say
that might be a better idea.
Momo actually, if I'm not mistaken, they usually have a partnership with somebody who actually sponsors badges for APA students. So, or any Atlanta students. So, hey, check it out. You never know.
Right. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out. Like I said, but that's basically it, my dear. I know we're checking y'all's time though, so please go ahead.
Miss Jetti, I wanted to ask you, since you are in a mostly male-dominated field, I would like to ask you, have you come across any struggles within your professional career of being not only a Black woman, but a queer woman doing a job that's mostly done by men?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, not my department. I'm sure that there are places that do that, but I'm very lucky to be in Maryland, which is a very progressive state, and in Baltimore, which is a very progressive city. So we just kind of vibe here. Like, as long as you have a good time and you can do your job, everyone's just kind of like, let's do it. You know what I mean? I acknowledge my privilege in that regard.
Okay. So I was today years old, and I found out not only you're a firefighter, but you can deadlift people, and I can't even do that. So if my house is on fire, please come down to Atlanta to save me, because I don't think Atlanta got
on it. On it.
Now I do want to bring up queerness in the media we consume. A lot of us, at least 3 of the 5 of us, are huge Power Rangers fans. And I felt they've dropped the ball when it comes to queer representation. But I would like to ask the panel, what are some of your favorite representations of queerness in the media you consume?
I'll take a stab at it, no problem.
Okay,
my one show that I honestly wish that Ryan Murphy would not have let go was Pose.
Yeah.
I really wish that they could have found some more writers, a bigger budget to keep it going, because there was so much stuff within Pose that should have been addressed and talked about on a grander scale, because that was one of the very first. I'm gonna be honest, when the first episode dropped, I literally cried like a baby, because this was the first time ever seeing a show where I found a character that I can actually interlink with. I actually can see myself in that, and that character was Damon. Me and Damon, even though I never had not had the same experiences as Damon, but however, I saw a lot of Damon in me and Damon. So yeah, Pose is definitely one of those shows. I can't really think of many others, honestly and truly. Well, yeah, here it is, the Upshaws. Because I'm gonna tell you about that. The reason why I say Upshaws is because the oldest son, and his character is like, this is the first time you ever seen a black man who is masculine presenting attract other black men who are also masculine presenting, because typically in society they use, or in movies or characteristics, they usually try to put a black man with a person that is not black, or even just somebody, a black man who's usually been on the feminine side. So seeing something like that was definitely something for me. I 10-10. And also, even though my background is men on film, and these are two heterosexual guys pretending to be queer, but however, seeing them act it out and during that time period was really a gutsy move, because in the time span of when this show was shot, you didn't see much of this. So, and on top of that, they did it in such a respectful and tasteful way, and it was funny. So yeah. Oh yeah, it's Steven Universe, of course.
Just a note about Steven Universe. I didn't even I knew it was a queer show, but it never registered to me as a queer show. I was just there for the songs, and then I was like, oh, okay, I get it, musical. But no, Steven Universe is the best. But anybody else, go ahead, take it.
I recently discovered a new X-Men movie called The New Mutants, which is about a branch of younger characters in the universe going through a bunch of traumatic experiences, and they have like a whole comic book arc of their own. And it has gay characters in it. I didn't grow up with really any gay representation in anything that I watched, other than like headcanon or queer coded or innuendo. And it was kind of a magical experience watching this cute little, very dramatic X-Men film. I'm super into X-Men, and they're these two just adorable little teenage lesbians. And it was like I went back in time and healed like 12-year-old me. I was like, oh my God, let's just pretend that I was obsessed with this movie when I was 12. I'm just going to form that false memory right now. I've been watching this my whole life, and this was my jam.
That's awesome. Since Isiah brought up positive portrayals of masculine gay men, I'm going to bring up P-Valley. P-Valley, if you know, it is a really, really good show. But P-Valley,
not Phil's face. I'm sorry, Phil's face.
What is the rapper's name in that show? I can't remember.
No. I just remember that show. Like, I was watching it.
Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about P-Valley. I gotta watch that show. But yeah, please continue.
Yeah, P-Valley. So funny story. When I was introduced to P-Valley, it was my homeboys, my straight homeboys, was telling me, "Oh, you gotta watch the show P-Valley. It's like strippers and titties everywhere." I was like, "Okay." So I watched it, and I'm watching it. By the end of the first episode, I had to call him back. I was like, "You know what this show is about, right? Like, you recommended this show to me, and you're raving about this one aspect of it, but that has really nothing to do with the show." Kind of now questioning why you recommended this show to me, but I up until that point, I never saw positively in the way masculine black gay man represented. It's always, especially in Hollywood, the trope to where they have to demasculate a black man or humiliate them. Especially if they are playing a gay role, they have to make them more feminine. Like, don't get me wrong, I have like no issues with effeminate men. Of course, like characters like Jack from Will and Grace, that was for the longest time the only representation I had of any queerness, and I had to sneak and watch that show growing up. Same with Queer as Folk. So I like seeing black men portrayed positively in the heterosexual realm. Anybody else got something they want to add to that? While I get this
Honestly, for my side, like we ain't got nothing. Like the closest thing we got is going back to the show Pose was Blanca with his and her fiance, I think Christopher, a black man dating a trans woman. That's like the closest thing I got. Like all I had before then, like everybody else, Jerry Springer, the Jerry Springer show. If you, that's literally all we had. Because let's be real, like because especially media, or if you do hear in media a lot of times, it's usually like trope of trans women tricking a black man and like that Tubi type of stuff, right?
Right.
Which you're like, and majority of the time, like keep it 100 of you, majority of the time is usually the opposite. Like the guy is almost always in real life, like the guy you hear the stories about, like trans women getting unalive, right? Majority of the time, the guys know. There was no tricking involved. Now, are there rare cases of tricking, like a la Cindy Star, Chingy type of shit? Yes. But majority of the time, the guys usually know.
Mm.
And like I said, like because I think it would help for more men, like guys like us who exist, feel more comfortable in our skin if we have more representation. I ain't talking about like no Tyra Perry drama, like couple drama. Like give it like basic romantic couple dramas, like you see within the gay les couple scenes, like you see a movie and TV show. Like give us that type of stuff from a trans perspective. You know what I mean? I think that would help a lot. Like not just, and it has to be like actual black man and a black trans woman. Like it has to be real legit like that. Because a lot of times if we do see a trans woman, it's usually because they work for a white guy or something like that. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you. Ms. Jetti.
I don't know. I mean, I'm saying like Captain Holt and Morph in X-Men '97. I mean,
Morph
there's
is a good
always. Can't think of the show right now. It's off the top of my head. Noah's Ark from back in the day, phenomenal. I mean, if I can find it, I'm pretty much going to watch. There was Heartstopper not too long ago, which was a beautiful story. But yeah, it's you just kind of got to find whatever you love. Power Rangers, with Izzy and Fern, I thought that was a cute way to end the series. I think that was kind of like we know how we messed up with Billy at the beginning, so I think that was their way to kind of make up for it. But yeah, I mean, I try and consume as much of it as I can. If there's something queer, I'm probably gonna watch it.
Isiah mentioned the private chat 911, and I instantly thought about the character. There's a couple characters. I think there's another show called The Rookie. Those shows, for some reason, I call them the late night Saturday over the air TV shows. A lot of those shows have like just the one singular black character that's either gay or lesbian. And I've never understood why, but I just watch it because I'm like, all right, at least they have a black queer character that I can relate to. So yeah, thank you for bringing up shows like 911 and Rookie and so many of those other like Fox, CBS shows that are now being more emboldened. Another show I like to bring up, Modern Family. A lot of people sleep on Modern Family, but that was at the time when Modern Family came out and how they represented Cam, and oh my god, I'm forgetting the characters' names, but how they represented that family, like we've never had anything like that before. Just seeing what is like of the life of a normal husband and husband couple who have an adopted child while they're still dealing with regular life of their regular family who is mostly cisgendered. So that was very interesting. But going back to my original point, Power Rangers completely disappointed me and dropped the ball and waited 29 years or 28 years to finally bring in gay characters. You let David Yost walk off set, and then you finally get Tessa, who comes in. And by the way, she did a great job. Fern did a great job. But I wanted so much more from Cosmic Fury and Dino Fury once they finally started to break those molds of getting out of their stereotypical character development boxes and finally having queer characters, I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more from Dino Hunt, from Hunter Dino, her being the first female Red Ranger, and I feel like as a fan, we just got shafted. I'm gonna leave it at that unless Babayagaha or Miss Jetti, y'all have anything to add on the Power Rangers and queerness and representation topic.
I mean, I wanted more from Kelsey Winslow and Nancy from Lightspeed Rescue because unless every single person that worked on the script for Lightspeed Rescue stood with me in a room and said, hey, we didn't mean for this to be queer coded. You cannot convince me that she was not intended to be a lesbian. And they gave her a girlfriend who's an astronaut, and she's only in like 2 episodes. They show her in one and then they mention her in another one. And I'm like, if you were going to go all the way and have the queer coded character, I know you're not going to say the word lesbian because it was the year 2000, but Nancy should have been a recurring side character. You know, they should have been roommates because I needed that in my life. I needed that.
You can't convince me that Andros and Zane weren't in love with each other.
Right.
They had a little thing before Ashley.
They might just be a throuple.
No, I think they had a little thing, and then that's probably part of why Andros is so mad when he thinks that Zane and Ashley are hitting on each other. He's like, okay, so I don't get either one; they get each other.
It feels like he's like, oh, that's my girl, but he's like, no, that's my man.
I know this is kind of just probably me romanticizing them, but I kind of wish Zato and Ion, with how buddy they were in their season and how Ion was like all for Zato in Cosmic Fury, I kind of wish it was like revealed that Ion had a crush on him, but I'm sure Jordan Fight would have not gone for that.
With how young Jordan is though, and how much older, you can tell how big the age gap is.
Yeah. But like in the show, that it is stated that they fought in the war together, so I figured they would be close to the same age. I don't know, alien ages. I don't know.
There were a lot of missed opportunities.
Definitely 100% a lot of missed opportunities. But it still just irritates me that they waited 28 years to finally bring it out. It was like what we was talking about with the teaching profession is like they don't want kids. I know Power Rangers is a kid show, but it's like they're afraid to bring queerness into things that are predominantly marketed towards kids, which brings up this whole Steven Universe thing, which was again great representation of queerness. Children need this representation as much as the adults need this representation. Again, all of us grew up in an era where it wasn't a lot of queer representation in the media we consumed, and when we find it, or when we finally got some of it, for me, like I said, I had to hide and watch stuff like Will and Grace, like in my room at like 2:00 in the morning with the volume turned down to 10 so nobody could hear me watching a sitcom show that comes over the air, yet alone like on any of the other stuff, but like, you know, weird household dynamics and things like that. But we are rounding up to the end of the show. I would like to just thank everybody for coming on. I do have a few things I wanted to go over before we officially end the show. Question for everybody. I know we just had, like, if you were in Atlanta, we've had like 2 weeks, 3 cons. Some of us are still recovering, but I'd like to ask everyone, what is the next convention you plan on attending where people can, if they want to see you, they can kind of show up and meet you?
I don't know.
So I have Maryland Poppin' Horror Con. I'll be there. First I have, that's the same day. In the morning, I'll be at Maryland Poppin' Horror Con. And then during the afternoon, I'll be at Baltimore Pride in my Pink Ranger Jedi. And then after that, I have Stellar Con, which I'll be around promoting and stuff like that. Gotta go. Bye-bye. Don't forget, Rachel Baltimore. Love you guys. I will see you guys later. Thank you for having me.
All right, go save the city. She's literally going to go save her city. Like
Nice.
That's freaking awesome. Just thank you, Miss Jetti, for coming on. I know you was at work. I really appreciate you just taking the time out for coming on. But anybody else, what is the next con any of you are attending?
There's a con in Dayton, Ohio on the 20th and 21st. I'm trying to figure out what it's called. I'm going to be there. I'm looking at the post from Campbell Cooley. It just says another convention. I'm like, what's it called, man? We just started talking about like tickets and travel and stuff. I don't know. I go to way too many conventions. It's 5-Star Comic-Con in Dayton, Ohio. I will be there. And then I think my next one might be PMC in California.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with attending too many cons. You have a problem I wish I had because I don't go to enough of them. Also, where did you get your hoodie from? As soon as you put it on, I was like, I want that so bad, and I don't even like the color orange.
Where did I get my hoodie?
And you got the orange dino. Okay, the red dino charge had that. Kind of blends in with it, so that's the.
I know this is from K20 Custom. He has an Etsy and he does patches and he's done like almost all of the Sentai and Rangers helmets. So I bought the helmet patch, put it on an orange hat and painted which I know she doesn't have that on her suit, but I was trying to think of something to do on the bill and it seemed like the shirt logo from Dino Fury was like a good thing to do. But K20 definitely recommend him. The hoodie, see, there was a bit ago where a friend of mine, Nerdius, he has a Redbubble now, but he had a website that ended up getting taken down for one or another life reason, and he had really, really great prints on there. I still have some things from him, some jackets and hoodies and stuff, and I think this might be from there, so I don't know if you can get it anymore, but it never hurts to do a little internet search and see if you can find, because it's just like a design somebody made that was then printed on like the default size hoodie. So there's probably some kind of website you could find that you might be able to get something like this from. Okay. Sorry, I don't have a better answer.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. We'll talk later about that. Isiah, Phil, what are the next cons y'all attending? Isiah, I know your con will probably be the very next one. So why don't you go ahead and start with that?
So, funny story about that. While I get public my con, I will not be there in person because I have a teacher obligation. I'll be going to space camp. So, yay! Yeah. So,
the 6-year-old just got really jealous at you.
No. But the next con that I will be at will be Dragon Con in Atlanta. That's the next one you will see me at. I am going to pull out all the stops for that one because I'm planning on that's the con that I'm planning on doing some debuting some brand new cosplays that I'm trying to go a little bit out my comfort zone. I'm right in the process now of trying to find a blue Mighty Morphin Power Rangers costume right now because I'm getting the helmet made. So I'm trying. Only thing about that is I want, as bad as I want the costume, I just want one addition to the costume to be made. I would like a front zipper so I'd be able to use the bathroom easily. So instead of me having to zip all the way down to use the bathroom, but that's what I'm doing. By numerous requests, I've been asked to be Mabel Simmons, Medea. So I'm thinking about bringing that out, and I'm trying to see how I'm gonna make that work. And I've got some other little knick-knack things I'm probably gonna bring into fruition. I'm definitely gonna probably talk over to Micah because we might do a joint thing where he's Major Payne and I'm Tiger. So I might do something. We might end up doing that collab together. So you never know. But Dragon is definitely on my next con to go to. But at that point, I'm a football head. I'm a band head, so I usually don't go to a lot of cons during football season. So after Labor Day, I'm on hiatus from cons until AWA. So that's it for me.
Okay. What about you, Phil?
Well, I will be at the African American Expo on June 20th in Birmingham. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna try to be a vendor. I'm probably last minute in, but we'll see if I can get in. If I don't get in as a vendor, I'll also be there to support and whatnot. Definitely will be at Dragon Con for sure. Dragon Con, I will be doing Mace Windu. I'll probably pull out Dutch again. Definitely the Viltrumite because I got some ideas for some TikToks to get something to do with that. And then, of course, we also had a collab too, Isiah. Because I'm also going to try to go as a blank man too. So
He could be the other guy.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I just got excited because I've been talking to you about that, and I'm like, I think that's going to be like your signature cosplay is going to be like Blink Man because you're tall and you're bald. It's going to work out so perfectly for you.
yeah. So that's the plan for there. Really, right now it's more so. I'm also gonna do cons, but I'm also trying to be doing more vendors, like book fairs and what book festivals. Well, speaking of which, on July 30th to August 2nd, I will be a book vendor at the Atlanta Black Writers Weekend on July 31st to August 2nd. So if you want to check that out, I'll be there. My goal is to have physical copies of ebooks there as well. So if you want to check it out, hopefully I'll have physical copies of both books at this festival. So come through, and of course I'll be doing what else? Anime Week in Atlanta. I think Trap Sushi, they're trying to do something going on in Atlanta too. I think in October as well, if I recall. So I'll try to be there for them as well. So that's basically what's going on for me.
Perfect. For me, Atlanta Comic Con, which will be after FIFA, I think I'll try to go to that, and then obviously Dragon Con, that's the big one coming up. Definitely planning on doing a lot of things at Dragon Con, including being on panels, finally having my own panels. So look out for more of that. I will also be in the Viltrumite cosplay photo shoot. I am hopefully working on something related to that, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. And just a bunch of other things coming up for me. But we have reached the end of the show. Any final thoughts? Anything that has been said or didn't go said that anyone want to say before we sign off tonight?
No. Yeah, I will.
Okay, go for it.
Because even though we didn't discuss it or whatever, I kind of want to go back and pivot just very quickly. For as me, I think it was a question earlier. I think it's about as it relates to. Hold on. Have you found it easier to exist in as a queer person in nerd spaces than the majority of cultural spaces? Yeah, for me personally, being in nerdy spaces, being that we have some of the same shared experiences and understand what it's like to be judged and understand what it's like to be criticized for just being authentically who we are, because we like to out of nowhere Naruto run, because we like Power Rangers, because we like playing video games that are not the traditional 2K or Madden. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Call of Duty and all that kind of stuff. And because we decided that we want to do other things besides the traditional norms, we all understand that. So it's easy for me to exist. Now, don't get me wrong. I can go into my HBCU space and still authentically be me, but it's not as to the level of where I can be at a con. So that's that piece there. Another thing I want to also leave folks with is to understand. Too recently there was a thing about going around about the rapper Boosie doing this whole thing going on a rampage about a football player having his nails painted and on the cover. And immediately you talked about, so what about the kids? I have never known for somebody just to simply have their nails painted to indoctrinate a child. You have other things going on in this world that could be way more damaging to children than somebody sitting behind getting their nails done at a nail shop. First thing I'm looking at is the fact that he's hygienic enough to even go get them done. That shows that he has great hygiene and great style. Because there have been men that have been painting nails way before we even much existed. So for you to go down that rabbit hole and for you to be the main rapper to always come out and say something about something like that to that nature, that tells me that you got some some work, inner work that you need to go do and sit on somebody's couch. And I say that with nothing but love, sir. But all in all, this is Pride Month. Be your authentic self. You know, it is what it is. This is a month not only just for the people of the queer community, but however, this is a month for everybody. This is a love month. This is a happy month. This is an exciting month. And not only that, not only is it Pride Month, it's Black Music History Month and Black Music Month. So like, it's a bunch of things going on. It's just a busy month overall. But
It is.
But nevertheless, make sure that you just, if anything in this season, especially with all that's going on in the world, just remember to take care of you. Control your controllables and take care of you. And it's okay to turn it off. It's okay to put that phone on Do Not Disturb. It's okay to turn that phone off if you have to. It's okay to just say, you know what, I need a moment for me. It's okay for you to ride somewhere and go scream to the top of your lungs and get it out your chest. It's okay. Release. Breathe. Guess what? Because at the end of the day, guess what? You only can control what you can control. There's a lot of stuff that is going on in this world. There's a lot of it's political, whatever. However, at the end of the day, you are the main person that has to take care of you. So if you're not together and you're not right, you can't show up for others. So remember this: take care of you before you try to go take care of somebody else. Love you all.
Now, I'm going to piggyback off that before we end the show, because I don't think I answered that very question also. But for me personally, I actually struggle trying to exist in queer spaces, and it's because of me and my background and upbringing. Of course, growing up in Atlanta, being raised by Black cisgender men who all taught me that to be a man, you got to have many different women in your rotation, in your lineup every night. I'm struggling with de-educating and decoding the toxic masculinity that was instilled in me from my childhood, and just other aspects of growing up Black and queer and not having a space to go to vent or have a space to someone to talk to even. So I find for me, I struggle in queer spaces versus other spaces like the Black nerd space or just even a nerdy space. But I know it's an internal struggle within me. I know it's something within myself I have to deal with and seek help for. Like, I'm actively looking for professional help to talk about a lot of the eternal issues that I face with my sexuality, which I never thought that I had them until I tried to just exist in queer spaces and just be happy as a gay Black man and realize that, oh no, all this trauma and stuff is just crashing down on me that I never dealt with or knew was a problem. So for me, it is a struggle. But again, that's why I created shows, this very show, to talk about things like this with other queer people who may have had similar experiences. So if this show didn't help anybody, it definitely helped me. And I hope that anyone watching, anyone that's on the show, and the other 3 shows that we've done on this topic, somebody has found some type of solace or advice or something. And I'm going to end the show on this. One of my guests that's been on the show is probably going to end up being one of my favorite guests, Dr. Dana Holmes, cosplayer. In one of the last shows he was on, he said, you have to allow yourself grace. And I realized that very thing is something I struggle with, is allowing myself the grace to just exist and be. With that said, this has been Blerdkast Live. Where can everybody find y'all on the internet if they want to follow y'all?
Can I say something real quick? I know I didn't get a chance to answer that question.
Oh, yeah, go for it. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. I'll make it quick, though. So I will admit, I do find nerdy spaces more chill, more accepting compared to the Black LGBTQ space. I don't know, maybe because I'm new about this, though, but I personally find that being in nerdy spaces, obviously, we're surrounded by people who have always been in the outskirts, especially in the Black geekdom, nerdom. Like, we've always been outskirts of the Black community, being the outsiders. So, like, going to a space where people are more accepting and loving is, like, more chill, right? Now, from what I've seen, I don't know if it's just a Black queer Atlanta thing or just Black LGBTQ thing in general, but I've always seen in that, like, everybody seems to see more fake. Everybody's like, because I went to the Black Pride event last year after Dragon Con. Like, it was a surreal experience going from a place where Dragon Con's like, everybody's just chill, having a great time, vibing, being out in themselves, almost fake, to go to a spot where, like, here, like in Black queer space, it's like, damn, everybody just feels so fake. They're trying to stunt and shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, that does kind of occur in the nerdy space too, but it's not too, it's more like low level, like you gotta be like high influence type shit, where it's like over there in Black queer spaces, ballroom, stuff like that, everybody's just trying to stunt, trying to show off and do shit. It's like, yeah, I'd rather go over here because y'all fine, but y'all just fake as fuck. Y'all just staging and shit. where everybody is like, y'all more real in the nerd space. But
I remember you telling me that after Dragon Con last year, because we talked about it, because I've always wanted to do Black Gay Pride in Atlanta because it's the same weekend as Dragon Con. And
I'll be there too. I will be going back there making my content, being the Viltrumite landing on Earth in Atlanta. But that's my follow me on that though. But to wrap things up though, so if you want to follow me, I'm on TikTok and IG. Go by the Blerd Explorer, so you can follow me on there. And you can see where I'll post my new books and also future trials that I will be doing very soon in the next couple of years after I get my master's and stuff. So follow me for more on that front, and also when I publish my newest books.
All right, Isiah, where can everybody find you on the internet?
Oh, right here on Instagram. On Instagram, I like to see beside my name @agent.m.e.e.p. And then on there, you can find my link tree that goes to my other social media apps that I'm on. You follow me, I follow you back. I don't mind having conversations. I don't mind, if you want me to be on, even outside of this, if you want me just to talk to your students about something, even just not only just from this aspect, even from the realm of even going to college, doing different things in life skills, whatever. Hey, I'm here for you. So Agent Meep is where you can reach me on Instagram. Main character ish on TikTok. Main character ish 14 on TikTok. Those probably be my main two social media platforms that you maybe can find.
All right, perfect. Babayagaha, where can everybody find you on the internet?
Hopefully it shows up on the screen. Beauty Babayagaha on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I try to post pretty regularly. I got, of course, the long form stuff on YouTube, but I post the short stuff there too.
Awesome. Again, thank you all for coming on. Also, I would like to thank Miss Jetti. You can follow Miss Jetti everywhere on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, I believe, under Miss Jetti. That is her cosplay page. And then also you can follow her under Ranger Boom Baltimore. Please, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Ranger Boom Baltimore. Check out Ranger Boom Baltimore if you are up in the DMV area, part of that country. And for everybody else, this has been Blerdkast. You can follow me on the internet everywhere at Blerdography, all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Fanbase, Blue Sky, wherever there's a social media, just put in Blerdography, you will find it. Coming up next week on next week's show, more on that challenges being forced to move thing. I will have the owner of Challenges Gaming in Comics, Tony Cade, on. We will dive deep into his situation and what's going on. If you have not, please hit the link in the description. Please go donate to his GoFundMe. It's almost fully funded, so help support one of the key pillars in the Atlanta nerd community by supporting Challenges Games and Comics. Until then, keep the conversation going in the chat, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah. How you move it, how you wind it up. We can jump into it, we can line it up. We can stay slow with you, me. We can stay slow with you, me. Yeah. Be somebody tonight, doing that dance, digging that dance. I look. Be somebody tonight, be somebody tonight. Pull up on me. We've got so much to see. Maybe I can show you now. Tear your top with the top down.